swear to God, I thought that was the women.
What, the high voice?
Yeah.
No, that was me.
I swear to God, I thought that was like Vicky or something.
I wanted it to be. I wanted it to be.
It's Clanky. It's Clanky.
It's Clanky.
Oh, it's Clanky. Oh, Clanky.
That's rude, by the way.
Goddamn son of a bitch.
That's what he doesn't have as another splitter, I guess.
No, I'm saying you can't pop. Sometimes you can pop one.
This is already weird.
It's very weird.
What the fuck is not working?
I don't know. Did you push the right button this time?
God damn it. I did not change a goddamn thing.
Yeah, remember you gotta redo that every time now.
Is it that one? No, it's not that one. Hang on. It's probably this one, right?
Are we on live right now?
Oh, yeah, but nobody's hearing nothing because ain't nothing. Hey, hello.
It's not, well, I don't
Where's
know.
it at?
It's way down at the bottom. You can't even see if you're registering.
It should be right there.
Way down.
I don't see anything going right there.
I don't either.
Oh,
the right
fuck!
Hey,
Nothing has changed!
I got motherfuckers in North Carolina saying, I'm listening. Have you gone on yet?
Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I didn't change a goddamn
300
thing.
people in
There
this
we
bar.
go.
Yeah.
Okay. What the fuck?
Now he's got to figure out the other button.
That's a lot of plankies.
We are.
Did that fix it? There we go. I got rid of the echo.
Fuck, it sounds like it right there.
Oh, thank
Okay,
you.
hold on. So
Yeah, this is starting great already. Bob, just take over.
I got a whole bar of people live
Fuck's
broadcast in North Carolina there, and he's like, yeah, I'm listening. Have you gone on yet?
No, we
He said I
didn't.
can't fucking get it on for some reason. This week, so
He can't get it on.
Yeah, don't worry. It wasn't your fault. It was mine.
There's a few second delay before it gets in there.
okay, I let them know they're on now.
That's what he said.
Sometimes it's easier going through TuneIn than it is to
Yeah,
going through Tap Detroit.
yeah, yeah.
Tap something, will you?
Yeah.
Somebody.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, you are live in North Carolina now.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
I can retire now.
Hello, North Carolina.
We're on the YouTube, by the way. We're on the YouTube live there.
You'll hear.
You,
You'll hear how loud you are.
yeah.
I didn't know that. You know.
Which one's
Just
loud?
Bob, he didn't have headphones on.
Yeah.
Oh,
My headphones can come down and clam air.
which one are you?
The headphones are all the same volume.
Okay, that's
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's because I'm deaf.
Except for you guys, you have your Big Firth headphones on, so you have some kind of isolation.
Yeah. Sorry.
You both have your safe spaces.
So, anyways, this is the show tonight.
In case you couldn't tell, it's going to get a little wild.
It's going to get a little weird.
Who do we have in the studio here, by the way?
We got Lou, Chris, and Bob. Not in that order, but from the band, you may have heard of them. They're called Underland.
Who?
And it's hanging up right behind Lou. If you're watching on the
Look at that
YouTube,
Underland shirt.
like I did it on purpose.
Why do you think I sat here? I'm like a
Just got
dog,
off
Dave.
a
When they
tour.
get starved for
We're,
attention, they sit in front of the TV, you know?
We were out with Jeff Rotel.
Really?
Yeah. We used to be good friends with Jeff Rowe back in the day, and
I knew it.
and
He's a good old boy.
yeah.
See.
and we met him one time when we were playing with Tom Petty, and we were doing some shows with Steely Dan and Stevie Nicks, and he kind of dug some of our stuff and he said, hey, you know what? Well, I'll take you boys on the road with me this next go around. So we did, you know, and it was a lot of fun. It was like a whole lot of motor breath every night. You know
We
what I mean?
thought he was going to let us play, though.
Wanted us there.
Did a lot of shit.
We found out we could all cook and shit.
That's what.
Crystal meth.
Mixed with a little bit of hot cocoa.
Oh my God. So anyways, if you guys don't know, Saturday, it's Pranks on the Marsh now, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. Saturday they're doing the Psycho Fish reunion, and Bob flew in from North Carolina for it. So then they said, well, Bob, why don't you play in 2 bands that night? What's not enough?
With no practice.
Yeah, with no practice.
The pressure's on you.
We haven't played with Bob in 3 years.
Hey, it's going to be a good time. It's going to be a cool show. You know, I mean, stuff might get a little hairy in certain areas. All right, I'm not going to say they might not. You know what I mean? I'm sure there's going to be some drinking involved. There's going to be some
No.
you know, but I do got the support of the community here.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I got the support of Trick Nut Dave and some of my buds from North Carolina. They're going to be monitoring this whole thing through internet and Facebook and all this kind of crap. And so, you know, it's going to be a pretty crazy little event. I'm kind of very, very excited. I'm so excited to be in a room with Lou and Chris again and Mr. Planky. And it's like, you know, a lot of people don't realize there's a lot of history here. There's a lot of weird shit that happened here.
Oh, God.
You might never see it all because, you know, unless you make us famous, then there won't be a movie. So, but if there was a movie, I could tell you right now, it would be a good movie because there's a lot of funny ass shit that over the years. So.
I was gonna write the book, but I was told nobody would read it. So
I keep telling him he needs to do it.
I was gonna write the book, but they said nobody would read it, so I stopped.
It would be titled "The Plank on the Wall." Might be a plank on the wall.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, that might work. Write that down, Ted.
Not a problem.
Put a note down somewhere. I'll forget that shit. Yeah. So, anyways, it's gonna get a little crazy Saturday. I know Jay already said that that's the last time he's playing. He's
We all
done.
say that.
Yeah,
I remember
Yeah.
somebody
And then
saying
someone's
that.
like, hey, dude, let's do this few songs. And hey, there you are again.
Yeah, I was a little bummed to see that, but yeah, I don't think it's the last time.
No, it won't be the last time. Trust me. I got off the plane this morning. We went and had breakfast at some Coney Island, right? Which obviously we don't have Coney's in North Carolina. That's where I moved to, right? So
Can you get them imported?
National Coney Island will soon be over there.
Amazon.
All I'm saying is that we sat down at this place, right? And I ate me a big breakfast, and I was like, dude, I had Coney, and then I had another Coney. I had this rock in my stomach afterwards, right? Because I just ate way too much. But then I felt something between my legs, right? and it was, what was funny is I was sitting across from Jay, right? And at the time I thought maybe it was my wife next to me, you know, kind of, you know, I mean, she's a little frisky because, you know, we just made this long trip and everything heavy and back in the hometown. And it's just kind of bringing back memories when we were younger and some of the stupid shit you do, you know, getting frisky in a, you know, Coney Island. And
One of the cleanest places to do that.
it was freaking Jay, man. It was Jay's foot coming up in between my crotches. So I think with the love in the air and everything, I have a hard time believing that this will be Jay's last time performing.
I do too. I don't think Jay's done.
But for anybody that's listening, you better come out because it might be.
Yeah, we don't know. We don't know.
Actually, you never know when the last time is. We're all so fucking old now.
Yeah.
Well, Lou told me it was going to be the last time he played too. So, you know.
I heard that 2 shows ago.
Right? So did I.
I didn't know if that
Shows
Just
in
when
a
I
record.
thought I was out, they ready.
2 shows in a record. That's it's not really it's not really I'm out. And he does have a studio.
Sort of called the beginning of a few records.
Right.
He does have a studio in his basement, and the whole wall is guitars. So
Right?
And I got a feeling Jay's got like 30 guitars too.
He's
So
gotta have.
yeah, how do you have all kinds of friends that are musicians, a pile of guitars, and say, "Yeah, I'm done"? I don't know.
I don't think I ever really said I was done.
Put a fork down.
Right. You just get that
Sort of medium rare.
Just don't really.
All right, next question.
And then the next
Come on,
time it's
come on,
like,
keep
yeah,
them
fuck
coming.
yeah.
Keep them coming.
So what time do the doors open? That's an
Maybe.
important question.
Oh, man, that's a good question.
Well, I mean, if we want to act like we're cool, we say doors open at 9, but the fucking bar opens at 11 o'clock. And we'll close the doors at like 7 to keep our fans out until 9. No fucking
We're not talking about the Fillmore.
Oh, yeah, you guys are here for Underline?
Oh,
No,
wait,
come
wait.
back at 9.
Public service announcement. Just
Oh.
because they open at 11 doesn't mean you have to go there and start drinking at 11 and miss the show.
Oh.
Tom Jeffers.
Oh, we're already ripping on Tom.
Those that are
That is
drinking,
great.
what time should they arrive?
Not at 11. You just heard him.
Not at 11 a.m.
Yeah.
Right.
You know,
Not at 11 a.m.
I think
Music probably starts around 10. So
Yeah.
yeah,
do with that what you may.
for sure by 10. I think it might start a little bit earlier just because.
A lot of people are old.
Well, we're gonna start.
Everyone's
playing,
old
you know
and
what I
afraid
mean?
of the police.
I think they give you a break in between bands here.
Oh yeah, no, I plan on being able to go out, mingle, and bullshit with everybody else. We're gonna have a bunch of people come up, right? Like, let me see. You're gonna have probably guys like Billy Green and John Gonzalez, and you're gonna have like obviously Underland's gonna be there, and then you're gonna have help me here, Lou. Who else is coming up? You might have some. There's gonna be multiple musicians from different bands that are gonna come up there. We're gonna be hanging out with us. They're probably gonna get up, jam, and that's going to obviously give us time to go out and bullshit everything, have you, and party with everybody too. Because honestly, this is more of a reunion party slash.
From what I heard, you're the only drummer though.
That's what I heard.
You're asking me for help. I'm like, you want me to just invent a drummer that's going to be proud of?
Maybe Chris will play
I got
something.
fucking play all night. You know, I'll play all night.
Attention drummers.
I love playing
If you ever
music.
wanted to sit in with real musicians, this is the time to come to the show.
No, last time I tried that, it didn't work out so good.
The only thing I'm kind of nervous about, right? The only thing I'm a little bit nervous about is, the fact that we have gotten older, right?
A little bit.
And
Not me, but
I would say the last time that Psychofish probably played outright was probably, I don't know, it had to have been, 12 years ago, Chris?
wasn't it at
You joined Underland in
Yeah.
like 2007. No,
So
that's
anyway-
when we released Black, White, and Gray.
So it's been a long time, right? Well, back in the day, in the early days of Underland, the late days of Psychofish, it wasn't like an uncommon thing to see some boobies up on the front row and whatnot, and people jumping around and getting a little naked, and a little bit crazy funny. But 10 years does a lot to people. 12 years does a lot to people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You don't want to see them titties, no.
So I mean, all I'm saying is that if you're coming out, and
Bring your best titty.
yeah, bring your best titties.
yeah,
Put your best
Your best titty forward.
Your best titty forward.
We don't want the old saggy titties.
But damn it, I cut my hair because these guys told me this was a respectable show.
They lied. They
Yeah.
lied. Big
He's not
time.
kidding. He really cut his hair.
Yeah,
Yeah.
big time.
It's
Like,
He was
Like
nervous
all the
in
way.
the service.
yeah.
Do you recall having a favorite Psychofish moment here in Motor City?
No.
Wow.
No, I'm just joking. It was all, there's a bunch of good times. There's bad times too, man. But a lot of times, there's a lot of funny times, man. And there's too many funny times. I just can't go through enough. I'd rather talk fishing than talk, this would be talking psycho fishing. I went psycho fishing one time with Plankman.
Oh,
Hey, yeah.
God, here we go.
While we were outside. Oh, yeah.
I don't want to get off subject, right?
Oh, yes, you do.
Just right quick, all right? Because this is the funny shit that I like about, coming back home, to Detroit. Detroit. Can you give me another beer? I'm fucking But about coming back home like this is that there were so many funny stories and different things, right? And the relationships you have with people. And one of the relationships I had was with this Planky guy, right? And this is before he became a radio personnel and getting all this kind of pussy fried in the studios. And,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you walk through the door and there's
Yeah, the
a
old days.
cocaine and it's just like, wow, man, I missed this. But no.
God, I was afraid this story was coming out.
But
The cocaine started to explain a lot.
But the truth of the matter is, right? So, Planky asked if he could help when I was playing with Underland. He's like, you help move drums and roadie some and everything out. And I'm like, hell yeah, you can help out. Yeah, of course I love to help. And then I used to fish a lot. And then Planky's like, man, dude, can I go fishing with you sometime? And I'm like, how do I tell this skinny motherfucker no? Because he helps me move all my shit all the time. Of course I gotta take this fucking guy fishing. So I take him fishing, right? So I take this fucking guy fishing with me, right? And I mean, luckily he is, he's a small guy, so I got a 12-foot boat. It ain't a big fucking boat, but he ain't much
There's
dress.
enough room for me.
Yeah, so we get him out, and he's gonna have a party at his place, and everything heavy. He wanted to do a fish fry. He knew I fished a lot, so he wanted to go out and catch a bunch of fish and do a fish fry at the house. Well, the unfortunate part of this story, right, is that everyone down here knows this. People back in North Carolina, Trick Dave, they don't understand this shit. But it's like walleye's a big fucking deal down here, right?
Oh, yeah,
Everybody likes
yeah.
walleye, right? Everybody fucking loves walleye. So we're gonna go out, we're gonna catch all this fucking walleye, and we're gonna fry up a bunch of walleye at this party, and we're gonna be the fucking kings, right? Well, we go out fishing. Well, Planky picked the worst fucking time to go because I tried to get him to go, but he was busy, busy that. Finally, we get him to go fishing, right? Well, guess what? It's when the silver bass fucking came in the river, and you can't catch nothing but fucking silver bass. All right? Anyone who's familiar with this area that fishes knows it. When the fucking bass come in, you're just done. So we caught, how many silver bass did we catch?
A lot.
We caught a lot, right?
Well, you did.
No, Planky caught a bunch too, right? But the fact of the matter was, we didn't catch no walleye. Well, everyone knows that silver bass isn't like the best fish to eat compared to a
And aren't they
walleye.
all pregnant when they're running, so they're full of eggs?
Well, let's just say, generally, we're not the ones eating them.
Oh,
By the way, I want you to take that out of the documentary.
Hey, what I'm saying though, right?
Planky just got banged down.
oh my God.
All I'm saying is that we caught these fucking fish, right? So we come back, I fillet them, everything heavy. We do the fish fry here, but it's all silver bass. And I'm like, that's all we fucking got. We don't have walleye, but we cooked this shit up and we told everybody it was walleye.
All the non-fish people.
All the non-fish people.
Won't have a clue.
They're just really small chunks.
That's one of the ones you were looking to.
Everybody loved it, man. They all loved it. Like all this fish.
Somebody gonna be hit in the head with the base now?
And dude, I was just like, fuck, man. I mean,
I was fish.
that's the fish story. See, I started to tell that outside these guys, but I didn't want to fucking ruin it because it is. If you're a fishy guy, that's a funny story. If you're not a fish guy, well, I'm sorry. You should have changed the channel, maybe.
Don't change the channel. At least not yet. Just
But-
wait. It'll get worse.
But no, Psycho Fish, there's a lot of funny stories with that band. And I mean, just like with the Underland band, there's a bunch of funny stories.
Oh, yeah.
out there.
Remember
You know
the
what I'm
weekend?
saying? But
Remember the weekend we did at the doghouse with Cycle Fish and Underland?
refresh me.
Oh, it was like when you first joined the band and you were still in
Oh,
Cycle
yeah.
Fish. And we did 2 nights, Cycle Fish and Underland, and the place was just jam-packed. It was a great 2 nights.
That wasn't the night that you tried to start a fight with
I'm
the
fucking
fucking
drawing a
owner.
blank, dude.
That was on my
But I
birthday.
drank a lot.
One hiney, two down.
I don't remember.
From one hiney to another. Gosh, I'd be lying if I said I remembered.
It was right at the beginning of when you joined the band. You were still in Cycle Fish and playing with us. And we did a weekend together, a Friday and Saturday at the doghouse for Jeff.
I believe
Was that
that's
when we did
correct.
4 sets and
Yeah.
like each band got 2 sets? of
Yeah,
songs?
I believe that's
And
correct.
I remember that.
I believe we did one night Underland, Cyclefish, Underland Cyclefish, and the next night did Cyclefish, Underland Cyclefish.
And you know what? I do remember that
That's a
because
tongue twister, man. Yeah, really fast.
Yeah, just Judd.
I do remember that because we actually, I remember we were trying to figure out how to do that, how we're going to work this arrangement. And it was like, well, Billy Joel plays with Elton John. Sometimes he headlines, and then sometimes Elton John headlines. And it was like, wow, we could do that with this band.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This band.
Right.
Yeah, it worked out great, didn't it?
So whose idea was it for a reunion?
Oh, I think it was Darren's.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think it's Darren's, ain't
I
it?
think it was Darian's idea, and I think what happened is that it was like sometimes you hit the bottom of the barrel, and it was like Darian was like hard up on cash and shit, and it was like it's the last resort. We're all coming together trying to help him out.
Yeah.
Because it was like, hey, let's do a reunion show, and it's like, what, you got money?
I just got a new car.
If you're looking for a new call Darren.
Yeah, he's obviously itching because like 4 months ago he got in contact with Lou and I talking about doing a White Zombie tribute, like
Oh.
video. But
Yeah, I
didn't-
remember that.
It never happened, but he just obviously has the itch to.
Not because of me, so everybody knows. I was willing.
Not my fault.
Yep.
Yeah. No, I don't. I'm sorry, Darren, if you're listening. I'm sorry. I don't think Darren's broke. I don't think he's actually about that. But I thought the shit was funny to say it.
I think at this stage, he's not listening.
So, but
Yeah, I'm pretty certain he's not listening.
but honestly, no, it was his idea and whatnot. And they talked about having because there was actually like 3 versions of Cyclefish at one point in time, right? And Cyclefish, the one guitar player was Vince Montre, right? He was a French dude, real dick. I mean, hey, because he's French, man. French people are dicks. I'm
Oh yeah,
sorry.
they usually are.
They're dicks.
I remember that fucking guy.
And he, you know what? He's a great fucking.
Flight of the Bumblebee.
He's a great guitar player. He really was. But at the same time, he's funny as fuck. So here's a little funny story, right?
You have to know your moves.
So all this come about, right? About the reunion thing. No one's ever heard from Vince. When Cyclefish broke up for a brief period of time, it broke up right there. And Vince was the guitar player, right? And Vince was like pretty upset about the whole breakup, the way it happened, right? For whatever reason. Because he's French. He's always pissed.
Because he's
He's always pissed. The only thing good that came out of French was French fries. But he was mad.
French toast.
Right. French toast is good too.
Okay.
That would be a first one.
But so what the weirdest part was, though, is I was in contact with Darren a little bit, right? And he was like, man, it'd be so cool, man, if we could get a hold of Vince, and Vince would do it too. And I was like, yeah, that would be cool. Because we tried to have every version of Cyclefish. There was 3 drummers at different times.
Oh, not all at once.
No, I know once.
Okay.
But the funny thing was, though, with Vince, right? So this conversation happened, and it was probably just 2 days later. He saw something on Facebook, right? Vince moved to California, mind you, with all the rest of the fruits and nuts, right? So he moved to California, but he called Darren, and he tells Darren, hey, Darren, this is Vince. He's like, don't get excited. I'm not fucking coming back to Detroit to doing the reunion show. I fucking like it in California. And it was just so fucking funny. It's just so Vince. And I was like, But anyhow, they talked and bullshit and everything heavy. And, he's okay guy still, I guess, for a French guy. But that's how it all kind of came about. And then when I talked with Darian, too, I was like, what would be really cool, though, too, because yeah, you do want to get time to kind of go out and bullshit with the people, because there's going to be a lot of fucking people out there I ain't seen in a long time, too. But I was like, dude, it'd be really cool if Wonderland could come up and do a couple tunes, too. That'd be, He's like, yeah, I was going to get a hold of Chris this and that. I was like, all right, cool. So, and then obviously he got a hold of Chris and all this stuff hooked up, too. So it was like, because that's just a big part of
more
me
of a
is,
Bob reunion for than
fucking
it is.
Fucking Bob
Hey,
reunion.
man. Hey, I
It's all about Bob.
Hey, man, I fucking landed here in Detroit today, right? And I was happy and I was proud and I landed and I was going through the train station. I'm like, they got a fucking train station. I'm like, wait, no, this is the airport. No, there's a fucking train going through the airport. I was like, that's pretty cool, right? But then I go down to get my car, right? I go down to get my car and I was like, I walk up to check in and the lady's like, hi, how you doing? So, what are y'all doing in Detroit? I said, the band got back together. You know what I mean? You know,
Sunglasses.
my wife just shook her fucking head. You know, the band got back together, man. You know,
Have a pack of cigarettes.
so I mean, hey,
It's dark.
but that's the cool thing, man. Yeah, hell yeah, it's fucking cool. I'm not gonna lie. You know, I'm excited to play with them guys. I'm dying to play with Underland too, and it's gonna be good to.
Did you say your son was with you?
No, my son's not with me. Did I say my son's with me?
I'm drunk.
I was gonna say, I missed that.
I
Like
didn't
what
hear
you're saying,
that anywhere.
Yeah, I missed that.
You know,
I thought I was
I have a
paying attention.
tendency to make stuff up and throw it around.
Well, I know you make stuff up. Have you ever heard of Hood Camus?
Hood Canoe.
Yeah, Hood Camus.
Isn't it a campground up north?
You know what? They say it up north. It could be a campground. I know. I got a guy at work. They always say if he gets excited, he gets worked up. He sees a girl with a nice ass. He says Hood Camus. I don't know what it means, but he said that. And when you said you had those moments, I figured
I
know
just
what it
made
is.
that up. It's a campground up north.
I have no idea what happened. Great.
Hey, you're talking about
shit.
France. You know how they separate the men from the boys in France?
I don't.
With a crowbar.
There goes all our French listeners.
Right.
Hey, well,
And I thought this was a family show.
you can always
It was.
tell your French listeners that listening to this show sometimes is like anal sex, right? Just relax, and it'll be over before you know it. Right? That's funny shit right there.
Yep, it's just like him.
I think we need a commercial, Plankman.
God, if only we
Or
had
or
those.
something.
Yeah,
This is a train
yeah,
wreck.
yeah. We're gonna have to play some music. What do you want to play, Ted?
I don't know. I
Make-
throw
make a
some
decision.
Underland in.
Underland antipathy.
Ooh.
Oh God, I gotta find that.
Because I'm trying to get these boys to play on Saturday, and no one's listened to it in 3 years, except for me.
Oh, I got it under something else.
Should be underland.
I've got it underwear.
I thought it would probably be listened under the playlist of music I listen to naked.
Oh God.
That's a bad image, man.
Last time I listened to that, I was naked rolling in Vaseline.
Oh shit.
Ah, where'd it go? Damn it.
You know, you're really prepared.
Or you can just listen to whatever you want.
Well, I'm prepared for this show sometimes.
Sometimes.
I'm prepared. But this time.
While you're looking for it, why don't you play some
I'm
Nickelback or something?
Look at this.
Oh, we have that?
Look at this photograph.
Hey, if you're not fast enough, Chris might just pick up the guitar and start playing.
What the fuck?
Meanwhile, while Planky's looking,
This is wonderful. You would think I have every Underland on here.
Planky is looking for some play. Planky is looking for some play. All goddamn fucking day.
Okay, in my defense, it's under Black, White, and Gray. It's not under Underland. It's under the album
lame
name.
excuse.
So
It's
that's
really
what
under
I had to
Black,
look
White,
for
and
the
Gray.
album name to find the song. Just in my defense.
In my defense, I'm really bad at labeling. That's basically what you said.
That's what I was trying to say, yes.
In my defense, I have absolutely
He's
no
a music
defense.
director too.
Hey, I'm gonna ask something real quick. I want to take my headphones off, but why don't you have Lou lead this one in? You know how you like have,
Oh, like all professional and shit.
yeah, man. You know,
Only if there's an oh yeah in there somewhere.
you gotta do. That's what I'm
Let me
talking
leave the room before he does that.
about.
About 20 minutes later, the song comes up.
No, it's on there.
What do you want me to say? Oh, no.
So it started off a little rough, man, but I thought we got
No, it actually started off fine and ended a little rough.
It started a little late. That's all.
I swear to God, I never changed that setting on Sam, and it changes.
What is it?
It's the setting for the output.
Well, I guess what I meant was once
If
it
you close it
started.
out and reopen it, it changes. And I closed it out the other day so Bird would stop crying like a little bitch. Sick of dealing with that guy. I'll tell you, you can get medical money.
I knew coming here, I was like, I'm gonna have to force my way into this show because he does not stop talking.
How many more songs you got?
Oh, well, I just put another one in there, but because there's only a minute and a half on this, I didn't think anybody was
Oh,
coming
we have
back.
one more song after that?
Well,
I figured it out.
I just put a commercial in another song. So, 'cause we have no commercial.
Well, if we have awkward silence, who cares?
No, the first
5 minutes went like that.
Dude, that does that to me every time, and I forget about it. Because I usually don't close
So-
Sam out.
So did they miss the whole intro song?
No.
Don O'Neill here with another cutting-edge solution to make your life just a little bit easier. The Colonel knew it, and the world beat a path to his door. If there's one thing in the world that absolutely everybody loves, it's a delicious fresh chicken dinner. Fried, baked, grilled, or fricassee, everybody smacks their lips when a well-turned bird is brought to the table. But what about the lead time? Who has time to catch, kill, clean, and piece that pulchritudinous poultry after a long day of working for the man? Well, it's no problem thanks to Don No Deal and the Don No Deal Random Access Gentle Touch Excelsior Chicken Plucker. That's right, Don No Deal's Random Access Gentle Touch Excelsior Chicken Plucker is here to take the drudgery out of chicken plucking once and for all. No more feathers flying around the kitchen, landing in the green jello with pineapple chunks. No more pin feathers working their way down your drawers. No more fuzz quills falling into the avocado dip. Not when you're prepping that plump pullet with the Don No Deal Random Access Gentle Touch Excelsior Chicken Plucker. No sir. Worried about those stories you've heard of filth and detritus at poultry processing plants? Worry no more, because you're in control from yard bird to dun bird thanks to Don No Deal and the Random Access Gentle Touch Excelsior Chicken Plucker. Grab that socially conscious, politically correct free-range chicken, toss it into the Random Access Gentle Touch Excelsior Chicken Plucker, and drink a glass of Chablis while the Don No Deal Random Access Gentle Touch Excelsior Chicken Plucker does its incomparable job first time, every time. How many chickens can a chicken plucker pluck when the chicken plucker starts plucking chickens? As many as he wants and totally effort-free. With the Don No Deal Random Access Gentle Touch Excelsior Chicken Plucker, making life a whole lot better for the chicken plucker in your life, it's got to be the Don No Deal Random Access Gentle Touch Excelsior Chicken Plucker. Batteries not included and not available in any store.
Yeah, we played a Void Vader song too.
It's all right.
Just because I wanted to play something.
I got no problem with Boy Vader.
Not the song I wanted to play, but that's alright.
Oh, did you look on my? Oh,
Yeah, I did look on it.
I don't know if I have the latest one because it wasn't released yet. You have it, but I don't.
Yeah, it's alright.
I will have it soon though.
Nobody's watching the YouTube.
Good. I'm having a fat case, man.
Oh, that's funny. Sometimes the YouTube is like,
What do we got on listeners?
I gotta figure out how to get the statistics back. I gotta talk to Olin about that, because that's the one thing I'm missing, is the statistics.
Well, not only that though, it's not true though because TuneIn doesn't count.
Well, yeah, it
TuneIn
doesn't
for-
count TuneIn, but
It's just the people that actually logged on to tap. So
yeah, it doesn't count
So if I
that.
listen to a podcast on TuneIn, no matter what it is, it doesn't give the dude any credit
No.
for it? Really? I gotta start subscribing then. I listen to Dan Bongino. Have you ever listened to him? I'm fucking. You're a conservative, basically,
Yeah.
right?
you know,
Dude, this dude,
send me a link through Messenger or something so I can check
he's
them out.
got it all figured out, man. Like, he's fucking ex-Secret Service, NYPD.
Damn, so he's almost
He
like
protected
that.
fucking Obama and fucking Clintons and everybody. And then he ran for Senate twice and barely lost both times. Now he's just a conservative talk show host. He's on Fox all the time. Fucking like 43 and he fucking looks like,
That's awesome.
and he's fucking brilliant, dude. And he's got the whole Russia
Yeah,
thing.
send me a link.
nailed.
Send
He's
me a
got
link.
all the names. He knows everything, dude. I'll send you a link.
Yeah,
but I
send
have
me a
to
link so
figure
I
out how
can
to
check them out.
subscribe to him something that's going to give him credit, you know?
Yeah.
You're listening to the Plankman Show.
You're listening to the Feedback Show.
Yeah, sorry, I forgot to. I'm still getting used to you doing this on a laptop, you know?
Yeah,
like,
lame excuse.
like it's still weird having to mute it over here and do this. And eventually I'm going to hook it up to the desktop over here and have it set up just like it was at TAP, you know? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, we're using the board from TAP, for God's sake. I'm not even using my own board because you got to hook it up with the USB, and that doesn't have the USB. So, but
So what we just hear there?
a bunch of music.
No shit.
Um,
You threw in some Underland and you threw in somebody else, right?
yeah, we threw in a Void Vader song because Kluber's coming back December 8th.
That's right.
And,
Yeah,
he's going to be at the Token, and we had him on not last week because last week
Shovel
was
for
Christmas
Thanksgiving.
or Thanksgiving. Damn it, it was Thanksgiving.
Where the hell are you,
Man,
Blanky?
What the hell is going on in your world right now? Thank you.
Dude,
You are in a glass case
I-
of emotion.
I am like so worried about Christmas because there's like 18 million kids that I got to buy for, and I bought for 2 of them. So I'm like, oh,
Man, you got to put your foot down and become real with your family and be like, dude,
well,
this
Here's
ain't
a candy
happening anymore.
cane.
Well,
Right.
Here's
Well,
a marshmallow.
well,
No, I have nieces, nephews
yeah.
running around everywhere. I get
This
them
is-
nothing, and they get my kids nothing. And
well, this
I buy
is
gifts for my parents, my wife, and my son.
yeah,
The
this
people that matter.
Right.
This
I go on
is,
Amazon and I've done Christmas shopping in 17 minutes.
yeah, this is
And it all gets delivered the next day.
Right.
yeah, this is my
By a drone.
this is my great nephew. So he's only
Dude.
3, you know. So
It's
I
not that great.
no, he's great. He really is. He's great. He's great because we played Golden Tee at the VFW bar the other night, and he beat me. He's 3. I'm like, yeah, dude, I'm done. Like I quit. Like
Sounds like you had a CJ experience.
that. Well, he's better than I am. I'm like, dude, you're 3. You're better than me at Golden Tee. Like really? And I paid $3 for it. So I'm out $3.
That's the generation we're raising, though. They start playing video games.
Oh my God. He is way better than
Come out
me.
of the room with the controller.
Right.
He's like, Uncle, help me put this together. And I'm like, I don't know what that is. And then he puts it together, and I'm like, Yeah, dude, you're smarter than me.
Right.
Like, you are. You are.
My son's talking shit like, I'll kill you at Madden. I'm like, bitch, please. I fucking invented this game. I was playing it when you were like -10 years old. I would kick your ass. It's like 52-3 in the first quarter. He just beats the shit out of me. I'm like, what the fuck, man? You have magic thumbs?
Yeah.
He doesn't know the difference between cover 2 and man or anything, but he still just beats the piss out of me.
Yeah, me and Jordan, we were watching a football game one night on a Thursday night like this, and Jordan starts going into in-depth defensive coverages and explaining, because he played football in high school,
Right.
you know? And I looked at him and I go, yeah, he scored 4 touchdowns one game. No, he didn't. But, he starts going into, well, Uncle, they're playing cover 2 and you need to play. And I'm like, Jordan, you could be speaking French. I don't know what you're saying.
Right.
I'm like, all I know is they got a touchdown.
Right.
And he's like, oh, well, you got to understand that, you only run cover 2 and this, I'm like, I don't understand none of it.
Right.
But the kid knows his freaking football, but I got him because I won $50 on FanDuel, and he kept telling me, no, Uncle, you need to let me pick your lineups because I win money. I go, dude, I just won $50 without you. So what's that tell you?
Playing football has nothing to do
Yeah,
with
yeah.
fantasy football.
Yeah, you're just picking players,
Right.
like a draw of a hat,
I sat my tight end because he was questionable, and I picked up a dude off of waivers.
It's not Eric Ebron, is it?
No.
Okay.
The dude off of waivers got hurt on the first play, and the dude that I sat scored like 23 points. And David Njoku got wah, wah, wah.
I was so mad because I picked up Eric Ebron the week when everybody was like, oh yeah, Eric Ebron. Ever since he left the Lions, all he does is score touchdowns.
Mhm.
So I picked him up, nothing. Like 1 point.
Well, that's because
Like 10 yards.
That's all it is.
Yeah, it's plenty luck.
And then you sat him back on the bench, and the next week he scored another.
Well, no, FanDuel is different. You don't
keep him.
No, you don't keep him. You just
Right.
pick a different lineup every week. And so I picked him again the next week, and he got like 20-some points. So I'm like, yes! Still didn't win any money, but hey, FanDuel's a little different. I know Jimmy Elrod does DraftKings.
Yeah.
And I've never done DraftKings, so
I've never done the daily ones.
I don't know that
There's
one.
so much competition, it's crazy.
Yeah, I like FanDuel. I'm used to FanDuel. So, FanDuel, if you want to write a check, send it to me. But I know New Orleans is playing.
So if you just joined the show, this is not a fantasy football show.
Yeah, no, it's
We're
not.
here to promote a show that's this weekend. It's a Psychofish reunion show at Pranks on the Marsh.
Yes,
Where's that located?
That would be in Gibraltar, Michigan, on Jefferson.
Jefferson, right? I was going to say Jefferson. I was just down that way the other day. I was at Woodruff and Ford.
I used to have an apartment like right there.
Yeah, I was just down there the other day doing a job down there. So I was like, yeah, I remember this place.
Should be a good time though. The Facebook response is quite shocking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
We get there early because it sounds like it's pretty small, so it's going to be pretty packed.
I believe if I
Hey, the drinkers are back from the driveway. Get one of those beers. You
if I remember
It's
correctly,
about to be a square dance, and whether you're ready for it or not.
I'll tell you.
if I remember correctly, Underland did do a show at Pranks on the Marsh with Ray Street Park, correct?
Never.
No,
No?
no.
No, that wasn't Pranks. That was the hell bar was that?
That was,
That is,
prime
it was a
time.
big-
Prime time, yes, you're correct. Yeah,
Joey's
damn it.
prime time.
Joe's prime time. I'm sorry.
I ran sound that night and I had my compressor fucked up. I had to fight it and shit.
Hey, that was the night we had people fighting.
Yeah, that was the night Bob jumped over.
Yeah. Lose.
I just
fucking-
squirted because Frankie screamed and blew my fucking eardrums out.
I'm glad I'm not sitting there.
Yeah.
Right.
Fucking lose.
You'll smell it.
Lose. I didn't know who was who, man. It was like fucking throw down in the Motown.
That was the night of Ray Street
fucking
Park's
macho.
CD
Yeah,
release
CD
party.
release.
That's what it was. I knew it was somebody
Yo,
seeing
man,
me.
Lou's brother grabbed me because I was about to hit this one guy, and I didn't know Lou's brother was going to hit me because I don't think Lou's brother really liked me either. So I was like, I got ready. I looked at him, and he's like, "Whoa, no, it's good. Grab this motherfucker," and they threw him out. But it was, anyway, it was a fucking good time. You know, and I think there's going to be a whole lot of that this weekend too. So come on out, You know, throw down in the Motown.
Throw down
we're
that
way
French.
down south from Motown.
That's all good.
You just play a really, really angry song and then start talking politics into the microphone and watch everyone fight.
Oh my God, that'll do it.
Raise your hand if you're
I saw that picture on Facebook of the caravan trying to get into Michigan.
They're on their way to Canada.
You know, they heard they legalized it here in Michigan. They're on their way. You know.
Them fucking legalizers.
Mm-hmm. But they're going to stop them at the Ohio border, they said.
Really?
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
Did they have U of M written on the side of the box?
Was Harbaugh behind the wheel? Don't let him come back.
Yeah,
Keep
the whole
him in Ohio.
fucking union stayed down
Hey,
there.
I
for
am
that
pretty
one.
I am pretty geeked though. I saw that they're going to have a Probert
Movie.
man.
Yes.
Fucking egg right, man.
Yes.
About time.
It's about time. Yes, I can't wait to see this. They're only releasing it in Canada though.
Get the fuck out of here.
No, originally they're going to release it in Canada, and then in 2019 it'll get released. In
we got
in
us
the
a
States.
caravan. We're gonna go watch that goddamn movie, whether you like it or not.
We're going.
Right? Hey, that's
We're
the thing
there.
to do, to charge borders right now, right? We're refugees of not being able to watch this fucking movie.
Dude, you know what? If they want to keep the fucking Probert movie, then they need to keep all the fucking geese on their side then too.
Yeah.
Please take the geese back.
Yes, the geese is the problems.
The fuckers all the way down to North Carolina.
Well, that's
You
not
think that's where
Canada.
they stop?
They go right to Florida, don't they?
Oh man.
Damn it.
Don't they go down to Florida?
Yeah. They go somewhere.
Well, Mexicans go up all the way to Seattle, so what the fuck?
If we're gonna go on the racist bit here, I'm
Oh, God.
I'm gonna
No.
intervene on one thing right here because Lou said Mexican, right? And I was told,
That's
right?
not correct.
I was told by the HR person of the company I can't tell you that I work for, but I was told that you can't call them Mexicans anymore, that they had been called Hispanics, right? Well, obviously I grew up in the Detroit area.
Mexico is a country.
This happened to me in North Carolina, right? And they said you have to call them Hispanics. I was trying to explain something. I says, you know, this guy, he's a Mexican guy. You can't say that, you know, they're Hispanics. I said, well, y'all from Detroit, right? You know, because they came down to, anyway, that's a whole nother story. But I says, y'all from Detroit, right? And they're like, well, yeah, we're from Detroit, you know? And I'm like, okay, well, have you ever ate Mexican town? Well, yeah, they got grapefruit. I'm like, why do they have fucking signs on their highway that says next right, Mexican town? It's not Hispanic town. They're not offended by it. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. They're not.
It's
It's
because
just
you're
fucking white
assuming,
people.
it's,
You know?
you're assuming their gender.
So anyway,
He could be Honduran, you don't fucking
I'm
know.
gonna stop on that. You know what I'm saying? Oh, jeez, Pete, man.
I'm
You
leaving.
can't call me a Mexican. I am from Mexico.
Like they would say in the South, bless their heart. Bless their heart.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Next question.
Yeah, how did we get on that? How did we get onto that?
Speaking of them fucking Mexicans.
You know what? I got a lot of relatives also in Canada, right?
Oh,
I do. I got relatives in
So do
Canada,
I.
right? In Windsor and
How happy are they
and all
now that the law passed?
you know what? I haven't spoke to them about the law, and I don't think they abided the law. So I don't think they're worried about the law passing.
Right.
But they were really upset at one time because they said that when Trump took office, I'm okay with Trump. I like the fact that he says a bunch of dumb shit. I do. I think it's funny. He pisses people off just like I do. You know, I really like that. I mean, it gave me hope. Going, damn, you know, because back in the day when you went to school, they used to say you could be anything you want to be when you grow up. You could be the president of the United States, and then as you got older, you went, fuck, I don't have enough money to be president of the United States. You gotta have money. But, you know, now it's like, well, I could talk that dumb shit and still be president. But they got upset, right? Because they said that President Trump called them snow Mexicans. I thought that was funny as shit, man. You know, yes, no, he didn't say. Yes, he said that. I said, no, he could have said that. You know, and of course, you know, everything on the internet's true. So he must have said it.
It's
but,
true. If it's on the internet, it's true.
He may have tweeted it. I don't know.
Yeah.
That shit's funny.
And if it's on Facebook, it's definitely true.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing is made up on Facebook, ever.
Never. No, just like who's never been banned from Facebook.
Well, how do you? How do you?
I've never been banned. I've been warned.
Warn?
There's a difference, right?
There is. Because there's no period where you can't use it. It was like I went to post something after I posted something else, and it was like you have to log in. So I logged in, and then it was like, okay, we had a problem with this which I'm not going to say it here, but it was ridiculous. But it was about a fucking Canadian, actually. Fucking Canadian. No, but someone chimed in about there was a Canadian guy that made a comment on a political post, and everyone attacked him and said, "Fuck you! We don't need your opinion. You're from Canada. We don't care what you think." But they were talking about a Muslim, and I'm like, "But the Muslim gets a fucking opinion in our country, but the Canadian doesn't. Neither of them are from here, so this person's opinion matters more than that person." And I got warned.
Warn.
That's all I said.
Which answers your question.
But
Yes.
my question.
No, I didn't say that. I didn't. I got warned.
No, that's not what I'm saying. It answers your question that
Yes. Yes, it matters
To
what the
one side.
Muslim thinks, but it doesn't matter what the
Yeah.
Canadian thinks. As long as he agrees with Trump, you're banned.
because there's a good chance that the Canadian was white.
But you know what I don't understand though, in today's day and time, right? Today's day and time,
What time is that?
you know,
9:06.
at 9:06.
It really wasn't the point.
At 9:06 on Thursday, right? That, you know, like, Michigan passed, you know, medical marijuana, or well, they passed recreational marijuana now, right?
And that'll be recreational all over the
Yeah,
place.
but check this out. So I now live in North Carolina, right? Now North Carolina is considered the Bible Belt of the world. Like now in Michigan, right? I grew up in Wyandotte. So if I grow up in Wyandotte, that means I could take 5 steps out of direction and be at a bar. It was pretty cool, right? Now I moved to North Carolina. I take 5 steps in any direction, I could be at a church. It's the Bible Belt of the world, right? So, but my point is that of all things in North Carolina, I was like, okay, well, they're not going to legalize marijuana. It's the Bible Belt. I get it. Wait a minute. They just legalized gay marriage. Well, shouldn't I be able to be stoned if I'm going to see 2 guys kissing?
Yeah, at least you could elucidate one of them's a female, right?
You know, actually, the city that you grew up in, Wyandotte, that you could take a step in any direction.
Why not? Why not? Right?
And be in a bar. Also, Wyandotte was you could take a step in any direction and be in a church.
That is true. There's a lot of churches downtown.
Yes.
That's why there was
That
a
wasn't my
ban
point,
called-
That wasn't my point. Everybody else in
Yeah,
Radio
but-
Land doesn't know that.
It led back to rock and roll history with bars and churches.
You know, but anyways, so where I'm going with this though is that so now you got girls that want to join the Boy Scouts and the Boy Scouts get sued because they you know you can't, that's discrimination. It's a fucking Boy Scouts,
Oh,
right?
be that close.
So anyhow, you look at all this stuff right here and how you identify. Well, so now even in a business place or workplace, you can't say he, she, sir, man, because you don't know that he might identify as a man.
He might be becoming a man too.
So, and I got to thinking about this, right?
Oh,
All right, because it's hunting season.
I
So when I go
identify as
hunting,
somebody
when I
who
go
wants to
hunting,
grab
right?
some titties.
So when I go hunting,
That makes
right,
it okay, right?
if I shoot this buck, right? If I shoot this big buck that come across my property, I shoot that buck, but I don't have a buck tag. How do I know that buck doesn't identify? Identify as a doe.
he identifies as a doe.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Did he have?
So as long as you have a doe tag, you're good.
So you know, all I can say, I'm a little confused on all this shit
Which
now.
bathroom was he
You know.
in?
And did he have a rainbow bumper sticker?
Oh man, you know, I don't know, but he was Republican. Do we have any callers?
No, I turned the phone off. Even though I paid the damn bill, I turned it off. I'm like, please, no callers tonight.
This will be the one show that will not be available for download.
Yeah, do not look for this tomorrow. The show will not be up on the website tomorrow. I
He's
swear.
gonna be running a rerun.
It's just gonna have the most
Plankman's
hits. Boy, I
House of
tell you
Blues.
what, you have no idea. All right. So what other?
So
What other subject?
what brought on the Project Pain thing?
Ooh, shit, that's a good question.
Project Pain. What happened with Project Pain was I got a unique experience at well, I shouldn't say unique experience. All right, a friend of my mother's. We sat down, we had dinner. He acquired the studio, right? Don't know how, don't know the whole story. I just knew he had the studio. And excuse me. So he got the studio.
3 beers.
It was bad, you know,
Chris doesn't like it when people stop drinking.
It's this badass studio, right? And he's telling me about it. I'm like, fuck, man, I really like to go check this place out. And long story short, the next morning, I mean, we were drinking beers and all this stuff, and we were getting
That's
hammered.
how it starts.
And but the next day, I expected it to be just kind of forgotten, right? And the next day, I was talking with him, and he's like, hey, how long would it take you to put something together, go in the studio if you want to go record something? I told him 6 months, you know, because I didn't have anybody where I was at, you know, hooked up. So long story short, he says, well, I'll give you 3 months. He's like, how long would you need to be in the studio? You're going to go to the studio, you might as well at least be in there a week. And he's like, I'll give you a week in the studio and whatever have you, put it together. So I started making phone calls to Chris, to Lou, and whatnot, and that's how it was just luck. It was just luck. And then I could tell when I talked to Chris, it's like, yeah, right, we're gonna go in the studio for a week and record at this place, and it's got this badass, you know, it's a badass studio. It's, you know, all the equipment's badass. I mean, bands like, you know, Dave Matthews Band, Cyndi Lauper, Lamb of God, Ramones.
Oh yeah.
All these bands
I saw the
recorded
list of
there, you know.
names. Yeah.
All these bands recorded there. It's like, yeah, we're gonna get to go there for a week and record for nothing. And it was like, yep, okay. And I could tell though. It was
This guy thinks I'm a rich
Yeah.
musician.
Chris is very skeptical.
But that's how that kind of came about, man. And then it was like, after that came about, you know, I think everyone expected at any given time, because you figure we got 3 months now. We got 3 months of sending material back and forth, talking, coordinating different things. I actually got motherfucked because of you, Planky. All right.
You got what?
I got motherfucked because of you, right? Because I had a buddy of mine I took down the videotape and stuff. He's like, well, I thought we had Planky come down. I'm like, man, dude, that's really good.
Oh yeah.
And I
Well,
was like, dude,
yeah,
I got motherfucked and I'm sorry. Because I was.
Well, no, we.
I'm sorry.
No.
I'm apologizing on air. I'm sorry.
No, what?
All right.
What happened?
No to you right now.
What happened was because we had talked about. I believe
What had
Chris,
happened?
me, Chris, and Lou talked about it. But at the job I was at that time, I had to take a week off with no pay. And Chris was like, we can't let you do it.
You drive the van out there. That's what the problem was.
Yeah, because the last time I drove the
Well,
van,
hey,
that went good.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that. Being a male prostitute is not. And you know what? It does take a lot of hours. I get that. But
Yes, it does.
Speed of road, right?
If you thought the pimp
You know,
or female prostitution
you know.
were rough.
He wore my ass out, I tell you that. But you know,
With your base from.
but that's when I identified as a female also. Since then, I've changed my identity. But, you know, I've cut my hair.
He has.
I'm not as pretty as I used to be. So I
Speaking of male prostitutes, I cut my hair.
but anyhow, I don't remember what we were talking about.
We were talking about Project Pain.
Yes. So we got to record on a bunch of amazing equipment, and we wrote like 12 songs. Chris had a bunch of stuff already pre-written from a previous time in his life, and we wrote some new stuff.
Yeah.
Probably like 4 additional songs over the internet, basically, because we're 1,000 miles away from each other, roughly. So one person would come up with an idea and record it, and we all used the same recording software, so we would just upload a file to Dropbox, and bam, you just open the other person's file. It was sweet, and you could just loop over the top of each other and send it back to the person. And when we discovered that we could actually do it, was a moment for us because we're kind of techno idiots, and you know what I mean. And I'm like, hey, I wonder, we both use sonar, right? Like, I wonder if I just send you this. I record the whole thing and then I save, instead of just saving a WAV file or a sound, I save the whole project and upload that to Dropbox and then give you access to that folder. He downloaded it and opened my project and just basically added his drum cuts, clicked record.
Yeah.
Wow.
He clicked record and fucking sent back the 30-second sample back with drums on it. And it was like 5 minutes later. And I was like, wow, this is fucking crazy. That ended up being one of the songs.
Wow.
Because we kept that riff. That riff was what became.
How it ends?
No.
No,
West Side?
was a freak show, not freak show, but
No. A fucking really upbeat, fast one.
yeah.
Dun, 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 dun.
We're gonna play for you.
Devil on her shoulder.
Devil on her shoulder.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
we
we got-
started off as the project, and
It was
that's how
called the
Bob
Slashy
and
Song.
No, that's how it ends.
Oh.
Yeah, actually, all the
Okay.
songs had different names.
Really?
Everything, when we went to the studio and recorded them, some of them were Big Daddy number 4.
Right. Song number 7. You know,
And I wanted to
like,
leave them like that. They're like, no, you can't. And I'm like, dude, this is fucking awesome because it doesn't mean nothing about the song. It's
Right.
just like, you know,
right.
what the hell is Big Daddy 7 about when he's talking about, you know? Yeah, that's good. But what I was getting ready to say, I remember what I forgot.
One of them was actually called D Vamp because it was in the key of D, but then we changed it to Dr. Vamp,
Oh.
which
Wow.
is my favorite song.
But
on
what
the
I was
record.
going to say to you, Planky, is that at one point in time, I think everyone expected to get the phone call that I fell through.
Yeah, not gonna
Yeah.
happen.
Mm-hmm.
I was waiting for it.
You had 3 months. You had 3 months of, you know, just different things. And what they didn't know is that I was in touch a lot of times with the producer or our engineer at the time, right? And we'll drop him, Gabriel Bento.
He was the man.
Gabriel Bento.
He was the
He
man.
was
Awesome.
yeah, he was like a lifesaver
He listened
for us.
to your show while we were in New Jersey.
Oh, no shit.
Because
Yeah.
we did the show from
Right.
New Jersey on the phone,
And
he
we
listened
talked
to
about
it.
him having really
That's
big
a-
feet, and he should.
Wow.
Bob's like, this guy's probably got the fucking biggest dick in the fucking room. He's like 7 feet tall. And Gabriel shows up the next day and he's like, yes, I do have the biggest dick from Brazil, you know what I mean? Like,
The funny thing is, I thought he was like Indian or something, right? And I was like, oh man.
What did he identify
And
as?
we were joking. Inca.
he identified as an albino minute bowl.
7 foot tall.
That explains a lot.
Tall.
Yeah, that
That
explains a
motherfucker was
lot.
huge.
He
man.
didn't look anything
Yeah.
like you would think someone looks
There's-
like from Brazil. He was
there's
like
a-
a pasty white boy with glasses, but he was like fucking awkwardly tall.
There's a lead up.
Coolest guy ever.
There's a lead up story to it though. So Bob told us he's like Indian or something. So
I didn't know.
like,
Heard his voice.
So
Yeah.
like we get together to rehearse
The count.
the 3 days before we went. Bob came. No, he came 4 days early. So we rehearsed, and the whole time, all of us were talking like we were Indian guys.
You know.
Not that kind of Indian.
Yeah, well, yeah. I
Hey,
mean,
that was the
there was
whole-
no red dot, no elephants.
That's where the whole Afghanistan band came from, right?
Afghanistan
band.
We're coming to your town wherever you find it down.
Hey, we will be heading to your town very soon. Get it? Be heading.
Oh my god.
We're sick, twisted people. That's why we are always
But
laughing.
it's just fucking funny shit, man. You know, and we were talking about that, and the the funny thing was, though, then we get there, and he's Brazilian. He's fucking from Brazil. So
And he doesn't look like he's from Brazil. He
no,
looks like he's from
he looks like he just got off the spaceship. Someone's 7 foot tall, his arms
Right.
thin. You know, I mean, he looks.
I'm
Yeah.
a genetic mutation.
But you know what? I mean, he was an awesome dude and everything heavy, but he talked like
The count.
the Count from Sesame Street.
Yep.
And, you know, I think all of us are a little bit behooved, you know, when we met him and everything have you. But, you know.
The first night was rough because he was rushed and he
You know
seemed like a
what?
dick, and we were like,
Yeah, but
But he had
once he
another
put his
person in
hand
the
on my
studio.
ass, I knew we were. I knew we were.
because it wasn't rough at all.
You know what I'm saying? His hands were
It was
soft.
very smooth.
You know what I mean? I knew we were okay.
He was great in that matter of like, we were like, you sound like the Count. And he was like, who is the Count? And we were like, he's a Sesame Street. He's a Sesame Street character. And he's like, I don't know this Count you are talking about.
You're right. And what was funny is that at one time Matt was like, Matt says, I have 3 amps. I got 3 amps and I want to use, or 3 cabinets. I want to use, you know, the 2 cabinets are going to be stereo off this, the center cabinet for this. These are going to have effects on the side, this and that. But there's 3, you know, what do you think about that? He's like, we'll use all 3. Wait, no, I ain't talking about fucking tree. We're talking about speakers here. Yeah, we'll use all 3. That's a great idea. We'll use all 3. And that's the shit we're dealing with, you know what I'm saying? So, you know.
He also went home and he researched the Count. And like the next day,
Yes.
the next day we're in the studio and like, I can't really get this. And he's like, it's 4 and I'm the 1. And I was like, how do you know? He goes, because I am the Count.
And I had the biggest dick. I'm like, whoa.
He was really the greatest guy to work with. I mean,
He was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it sounds like he had a good sense of
Well,
humor.
So this place is in a cool little town. The architecture is a lot like downtown Wyandotte, which we had talked about earlier. The buildings were very similar when you're walking around Hoboken, New Jersey is where we were.
Yeah.
But I'm
And you're
going
like
to interrupt.
directly across the river from
I'm going to
New York
interrupt
City.
really quick, Lou. The one thing I totally remember about Hoboken is if I went to Hoboken tomorrow and I opened up a store and I want to get rich, I'm going to open up a yoga pants store. Dude, all the chicks wear the yoga pants. And dude,
there were a lot of butter faces around there, but they had some asses.
I mean, I kind of felt like I was in the desert. There were so many camel toes running around. Huh? You know what I'm saying?
Thanks. I forgot what I was saying now, motherfucker, but
You were talking about the architecture of.
I know, but I can't remember what it was leading it back to.
Well, that's as far as I got.
Well, it did feel like home.
Something about Wyandotte.
Oh, I got it. In this little town directly across the street is this huge grocery store, which is where all the chicks that Bob was looking at their butts, that's where they were. The grocery store and a coffee shop and a bakery and like, so we didn't leave 1 fucking square mile for like 7 straight days. Like, and the studio that we were in, the first floor was all studio and there were several little, it was almost like hotel rooms, like one was like an apartment, and then at the other end on the first floor there was another place for people to sleep. So it was like what do they call it?
A residential
studio. You
Yeah.
sleep at the studio. You
Wow.
wake up and you
But there was
fucking,
another
you
studio
run
there.
across the street and you grab a cup of coffee. You walk back and you
And
start
you work
fucking
your ass
recording. Yeah, and it was
So-
like fucking 12-hour days, 7 straight days.
Yeah.
We were from Wyandotte to Windsor, or like Detroit to Windsor from New York City, and never fucking crossed the bridge, never did anything.
We
Never
didn't have
been
time.
right. We fucking went morning till night, 7 straight days, bam, drove out.
That's why we recorded 12 songs.
I walked
finished
into the
them.
water one morning because they were recording stuff that had nothing to do with me. And
I
I'm
think
not
there
going to
was a
bring it up in the air, and I was really mad at
Yeah.
Chris at the time, so I needed some air. So I took a walk. In the morning, and because they were recording Matt's guitar solos that day, I believe, and I took a walk, and it took me about 30 minutes walking to get to almost to the shore, which is another funny story. I'm trying to find, like, I'm looking at my map, and I'm like, I'm trying to find a spot where I can get all the way to the water so I can take a picture of Manhattan from across the shore. And I'm walking along this path, and the only place I could get through to like run to the water, of course, me, the worst luck in the world, is a fucking girls' school.
Oh, God.
And
no.
I have to like trespass.
Oh,
And I
my
have to
God.
trespass to get right up to the water. And I'm like, I was just on like the little corner of the property. I'm like, there's no girls here. It's like the girls' school is way on the other side. I'm just crossing their path a little bit to just get to the water, take some pictures. I was like,
Oh, yeah!
right, yeah. Hey, ladies. Tom, recording an album. You want to come to my residential studio? No, but anyway, it was just an awkward walk, but I got to take a picture of Manhattan, but that was it.
But
And I
you
was
know
right
what?
there, but we worked so hard and it fucking turned out great.
But it was a very awakening moment to go to that studio, and you always pitch, I always thought, man, being in the studio, you're partying, you're doing this, you're doing that. It's just this, it's just this great party atmosphere time, and so exciting and everything. And don't get me wrong, it's exciting and it's intriguing, but it's fucking work. And you get in there and it's like, all right, good, do it again. Yep, no, that's good, do it again.
Right.
No,
Dude,
stop.
when-
Okay, do it again.
When we
Yep,
got back,
do it
I
again.
was down for days.
Do it again. Do it again. Do it, and it's like, motherfuck, man. And I guarantee, you know what? We all went there being great friends, all excited. Go team. And then when we came back, we felt like fucking Michigan played last week. You know what I'm saying? Everybody fucking beat the fuck up.
Oh.
So when I got back, I went to the movies with my boys because before I left, they were like, we want to go see Voltron, which was a Marvel movie.
Yeah.
And I got back. So I got back we got back on the Saturday, something like that.
Yeah.
And I was like, I got my boys home that night. I was like, we'll go to the movies tomorrow. I need a little rest. And they were like, okay, that's cool, Dad.
You can watch the Girls.
We went to the movies the next day at noon, and I slept through the whole freaking movie.
Oh
And
my
I had
God.
slept that night, went to bed at 10, and just slept and slept and slept and slept. Because literally, dude, Gabriel worked the shit out of me. I know that for a fact, and I believe he did it to everyone in the band.
But even the stress of a prime example, I like to have my drum part. I like to structure more. I like to have a little bit different area parts here and there, this and that. But
Do it again. You did not hit the center of your drum.
but you gotta kind of sacrifice too, because I'm not fucking Don Henley, so I don't have that kind of budget. We're there
Yeah.
6 days.
Yeah.
6 days, and we're trying to do a full length CD. So at some point in time, you can't go, well, I want to try this roll. Well, I want to try this. Well, I want to try this. No, you got to fucking hold the rhythm, do this, get the part, try to get the song to sound the best way you can get it to sound, because I have to have my parts done in 2 days in order for everyone else to layer their
12
parts.
songs.
Damn.
And it's like, but then we get there and we all didn't do our homework enough. And I say everybody.
Don't say we all, motherfucker.
I know,
'cause
'cause I did.
homework.
I knew my shit, but I get there and it's like, well, no, I didn't go like that. Well, no, I did go like that. Well, no, we're gonna. And then parts change, and then all of a sudden, just like in the room right now, tensions start to rise. Then people
But
start
wait
getting
now.
funny.
But wait.
So, but
That's why he told us not to finish our songs, so we could finish stuff there and have him help us and sculpt. Remember that?
I don't
He did.
remember.
He
I
did.
didn't.
He did.
But
He
my
helped
point-
us. He
Right,
helped us
right,
finish
but-
songs.
but my-
You need to stroke it so it rises.
Right.
But my point is that
Need.
when you got there, the team was all a team, and it was all rah, 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 and everybody's excited, and we're the ones running through and tearing the paper, running out into the field with our arms up in the air. And at the end of the fourth quarter, man, everybody was like, I want to go home.
I'm
know what I'm
saying
saying?
everybody, but I was running through the paper still. And everyone was mad
Yeah,
at
all the
me.
way until he went to the movie theater.
Everyone was mad at me.
No, but I mean, but it's stressful. It's a lot of work, and different opinions start to clash, and different ideas, but in the, what'd you say, the 12th hour, the 13th hour, whatever, heavy,
Hour.
everything comes together, and when you look back at everything, it's like, yeah, was there some tense moments? Yeah, there were some tense moments. Was there this? Yeah, there was this. Yeah, did we do a lot of fucking? We did a lot of fucking. but, does that make me gay? No, because we're recording. We're banned. We're supposed to be close. But what I'm saying is that at the end of things, though, it's like, was it awesome? Yeah, it was awesome. It was was an awesome experience.
What was it like
You know?
for each one of you guys when you first actually walked into the studio and looked around and were just
We all fucking stroked each other off.
Honest to God, man. I mean, well, they haven't seen any of the video type footage, have they?
No, nobody's seen that.
you guys need to watch
eventually-
There's a documentary.
I haven't
Well,
even seen it.
Really?
It's on Dropbox.
I know.
Dropbox.
It gets to 99% and then it stops.
There's a whole documentary.
Yes,
Fucking
right.
story of my
You
life.
know, I mean, it's not like it's perfect or nothing like that, because I mean, we all work, we do stuff. I dick around. I try to put something together for the fellas to watch, so that, just to remember. Something to pass on, because to me, this is all making memories.
Heineken, you're not drinking.
That's what it is. To me, it's all making memories. Recording the music, doing the video stuff and everything. Hey, am I famous? No. Are we going to be famous? Probably not. But the whole idea is that
I noticed you said probably.
I know. I thought that too. Pretty much just say no.
No, I like the fact that you said probably not.
Fucking Howard Stern's probably listening to shit going, dude, this is what my show should have been like. Right? This
Yeah,
is what my
sure.
show was like.
Yeah, Howard Stern does tune into this to try to find out what to do.
The problem is he never posts the good shows. He only posts the normal shows.
Yeah, only the bad
If he always
ones.
posts these shows, story.
You know, you also don't have to necessarily be famous for music. You could still
No,
be famous.
but I mean, but the
That's
thing
true.
is, you know,
Become a
just,
serial killer or
but
something.
just like this
Well,
right
he
here,
did
though.
got all his hair off, so.
I did. But you know what I'm saying? Is that
He's trying to disguise his identity while he's in Michigan. It's so easy to see how
right down the place.
okay, like you remember that time you took that trip to Japan?
No.
Of course you don't, because you probably drank a lot of sake and everything else. But when you made that trip to Japan,
Okay.
all right, and you slept with all those little Japanese women over there and everything,
What?
have you? And so you probably have
Don't
kids
do
that
me
you don't
that
know
yet.
about just yet, right? But they're gonna come around. They're gonna be looking for you.
Oh my God.
And when they do, though, when these
I
little
don't like the
Japanese
sound
when
of
these
this.
little Japanese planks come around, right? When they come around and they're gonna find out, they're gonna go, oh man,
Oh, my daddy.
they're gonna be like, oh, my dad's deceased, and man, I
No,
never got
he's
to
not.
see my dad. They're
He's
gonna,
some
like,
dummy in
and someone's gonna go, no, your dad might be gone, but listen to these tapes.
Oh,
And they're gonna listen to these shows, and they're gonna understand what their dad was about, and they're
Oh,
gonna listen,
God.
and you know what? And they're gonna go, damn, my dad was a pretty cool fucking
Yeah,
guy.
get off to suicide.
It's making memories, man. It's making memories.
my dad is Frankie. You like a Frankie? You change the subject real quick. We're gonna go to pranks on the marsh because of Frankie. So we're gonna go to pranks on the marsh. The Psycho Fish reunion because the last conversation was completely inappropriate. There is a Psycho Fish reunion featuring that man that was just talking and myself and Chris Lucas that's there in the back, sitting in with Psycho Fish. We are Underland, and Planky's about to play a commercial. And
We don't
I'm
have
gonna slap
commercials.
Bob in his bald head.
We don't have commercials, but we'll play
Play
project
some
things.
music.
We'll play project things.
This is why you don't have commercials.
Yeah, this is why I don't have
And
commercials.
since you got Bob here, maybe Bob can do a station liner for you.
Bob's gonna do a station. I'm not sure that's it.
Fucking moron playing it.
Well, it can't be any worse than Kluber's. It can't be worse than Kluber's liner. Kluber's liner was pretty funny, I got
What was the
it.
fucking Japanese plank thing, though? That was fun.
Oh, you have Japanese.
Frankie.
I am just picking 3 random Project Pain songs right now.
Frankie had big bamboo.
Start with Devil on Her Shoulder because that's where the whole project started. Where we
Okay,
figured
so
out
now we've got 4 songs.
really
Just
drew.
don't play West Road.
No West Road. No.
Now we've got 4 songs.
That's fine, you can handle it, kid.
Can you handle it, Frankie?
Maybe.
Oh.
Yeah, you let me know.
All right, so we're gonna play music.
So if you did have Japanese kids, would they be what, Japlanks?
You're planking.
I don't know, but I really feel like we should play some music and take a break. Now and play music later. Believe it or not,
You've been here for an hour. You gonna?
the three guys that you're hearing now, they made this music. We'll be back. I promise the music is better than this.
Plankman Show.
Plankman Show at TapDetroit.com. Listen to us on TuneIn. I promise it's better on TuneIn than it is here.
Nothing is better than that.
Oh, play, you son of a bitch. I hit play. Play!
Frankie. No,
See, that HP didn't like your
Frankie.
Japanese part.
Frankie, are you a big fan of Getty Reed?
Oh, too bad that's not on there.
You like a rock band tribute?
You don't like my software?
Oh, that started late.
No, I fucking skipped over
Started over my ass.
the devil song.
I love you.
I don't know why I did that.
Devil on my boat.
I don't know why I did that, but it did.
You awkwardly picked the song that made us get into a fucking argument. That's fucking hilarious.
Well, I had devil on her short, and then it.
No, it's because Matt Larson's a musical genius, and we couldn't figure out where to start singing in these parts because the fucking rhythm of the song is so strange that we're trying to fit words in certain spots, and it was like Chris and I were ready to throw down in the fire pit. Like, we were ready to throw down in the fire pit.
Little town,
said I'm gonna try, but it never works out. Never gonna show us a big frustration. Every time she leaves, I never have it down. She knows how to take it. She knows what I like it. Now, all the things that I was wondering about. Baby, don't know how many times I've tried. Last night, baby, such a bore. She's always hanging with her brothers on the west side. She thinks they really want it more. Baby's always down with the new sensation. She knows how to live, but I live without. Riding with a body that'll conquer a nation. Every time you leave, I never have it down. She knows how to take it. She knows what I like it. She knows the one thing that was one thing the best. Baby, don't know how many times I've tried. This night, give me such a bore. She's always hanging with her brothers on the west side. She thinks they really want it more. No one knows the reason, no. Sure ain't no sadness. Sorry, all the reason. These songs ain't worth leaving. They're what you're feeling, wrong. Don't matter if you go back. Don't matter about the things you had. This world is great. Don't stop and look at it. Tomorrow I speak this. It's what's gonna leave it alone. Stepped into the action. Still don't find a reason. Still don't see things home. Don't matter if you go back. Don't matter about the things you had. This world is great. It's gonna take control. Don't you find ourselves up behind in the
I still hear music. And this is not the way I saw the studio coming together, but
I know, you're doing fine, Planks. It's better than everybody else has.
I mean,
Yeah, this is a long song. You're pretty good one.
yeah, no, thank God, because I'm like,
Listen to it. It's a good song.
oh no, I loved it. Like, I listened to Project Pain for like a long, I'd be out working and I'd be listening to it, getting through my day, you know, I'm like, man, I love this album. Why doesn't anybody else like it?
Right.
I like
Not
it.
that anybody doesn't like it. They just don't hear it.
They don't know.
It's
Yeah.
impossible to share
Yeah, well,
music on Facebook, dude. They make it
Yeah.
impossible.
If you released it on iTunes, they'll probably put it in iTunes.
It is on iTunes, ain't it?
I don't think that
No,
one
it's
is.
not.
No.
It's not. I tried.
Where was it on?
Underland is.
Oh,
Underland is.
Underland. That's what I was thinking of.
It was on like SoundCloud.
Yeah,
and
it's on-
it would, like you go to like, I can fucking say, hey, I thought about Trump this morning, and just post that, and I'll get like 43 likes. But if I share music,
Oh,
I
shit.
get like 2 likes because it doesn't appear in anyone's
Nope.
newsfeed.
Is that how it ended?
That is how
Yeah, I
it
believe so. And
That was
I,
Project Pain. You can look them up on where? SoundCloud, I believe, and
SoundCloud, I believe it
Reverb.
is.
Is it the other one? Reverb or something like that?
Yeah, Reverb Nation, SoundCloud.
Yes, Reverb Nation.
But it is not on iTunes.
It is not.
Which is
Let's clarify that.
That's a huge mountain to climb to get.
Clarify? Why did I say clarify?
Because you want to be a fly on the wall over there. I'm still thinking about
he's
it.
thinking about the Chinese,
It's all-
Japanese.
What the hell? Is this thing? What's going on here?
I don't know. What do you do? Hit the wrong button?
Oh, I didn't hit the button for the mics to be on.
So for the last 30 seconds.
yeah.
Apparently, everything Lou said, nobody heard.
Right, we had the best conversation that has ever been had, and nobody heard it.
And did you get it because it was a one-time deal?
Yeah, it was one time only.
I would just like to blame Ted because
How the hell do I get blamed?
it's your fault because you gave me the moonshine and I was dipping in the moonshine before you guys got here.
See, this is what happens to Plankman's show when he doesn't have to drive home.
That's correct. I don't have to drive home. I am home.
There's lots of awkward silence and
Yeah. Yeah, don't worry about it. It's fine.
you guys should have heard that conversation we
Yeah,
had.
the conversation was great. You'll never hear it, but it was great.
So yeah, that was Project Pain.
Yeah, Project Pain. Go on like SoundCloud and like buy the whole thing. I don't know.
Reverb Nation.
Reverb Nation everywhere.
Nothing.
Ask Chris to play a song. He'll play it. You know.
No, I won't.
Okay, no, you won't. I lied. But these guys will be playing Saturday
Yes.
at Pranks on the Marsh
On Z Marsh,
Word money, G.
on West Jefferson, right?
bitch pig.
Yes.
Okay. I always get confused over there because is it really west?
Just north of Gibraltar Road on Jefferson.
On Jefferson, yes.
And you're recommending people get there early because it could get packed real quick.
Did you
Yeah.
just say rectum?
I think you did. But
You know, he did like his ass being grabbed.
but yes, please get there early. Psycho Fish is doing their reunion, and supposedly it is Jay Sims' last show ever. Supposedly, that's what we're saying.
So does that mean we can also qualify Underland doing their reunion as well that night?
I would say,
It's a
yeah, it's a
reunion, but
reunion.
there's no last show ever.
No,
Yeah, no
I mean,
last
'cause,
show
you know, Underland also had multiple drummers.
Yes,
Yeah.
5 of them.
You know,
Yeah, well, they were the Spinal Tap of the local music scene. They were.
exactly.
And
They
I
had
want to
multiple
say
drummers.
something very serious right now.
I was not one of them, by the way. I might have put that.
I would like to say something very serious right now.
Okay, go for it.
Okay, we had 5 drummers. Jimmy DeCesar was the first drummer.
Yes,
Brandon Quignow was the second drummer.
yes.
Timmy Mysick, who died 2 months ago, was the third drummer.
Oh, I did not know him.
And then Bob was the fourth drummer.
And he died like 5 minutes ago in the driveway.
And then, of course, Lawrence Wilson recorded the last record with us, Hate Water. That's
Why is it I feel like there's one more drummer?
No, it's just-
No, you know what they're at.
There was a reappearance from Jimmy in there.
No, but didn't
I thought,
what's his name play, the
Ken May played
Ken
with
May.
us.
yes, that's who I was
Yeah.
thinking.
You know what? I don't
There's-
include him.
Oh, damn.
I'm an asshole. I
I-
don't include him.
I like
But at least,
I'm
at
pretty
least you're
sure
admitting
Ken's
you're an asshole.
probably not listening, but sorry.
No, he listens every week. He does.
But he was in it longer than Brandon Ken now. But
Yeah, but he wasn't in it when it was Underland. He was in it before.
no, he was. He
Yeah, he
filled in for
was.
him.
I swear I was
He played
there.
a show with us at the doghouse.
Yeah, I
He
was
played
there.
5 songs.
I
No,
saw
he
him.
played half a night, and then Daryl filled in for the rest right when he first joined, and that was pretty much the end of it.
That is correct right there.
Thank you, Planky.
I remember that.
Okay, this is why they're.
I'll take Chris being wrong for
You know what? There was another drummer that played that night. Do you know who that drummer was?
Oh crap!
Lawrence Wilson
And Lawrence Wilson got the gig
because
because of that night. And I will tell you right now that I think Ken only played about 4 songs. And Daryl from Ray Street
Hey,
played.
Chris.
Yeah, Daryl
Chris,
finished it.
Can I stop you?
You can.
Ken showed up with glitter
In his
on his
hair.
head.
Yes.
Yeah, but you know what? Honestly, guys, I've talked with Lawrence, I've talked with Ken, I've talked with Jimmy, and we're all in agreement that
I'm the
The
worst.
drummers weren't the problem.
Oh, finally,
Yeah.
finally somebody said it. Finally somebody said it.
Hey, the difference between me and all you other assholes, I know I'm an asshole.
Amy's still in the band.
Yes.
Don't piss off that asshole back
He's not
there.
French either.
Okay, well, I'll tell you something funny.
I am Quebec.
Well, it's kind of funny. It's not real funny, but this is a true story, right?
Oh, that is funny.
It's true. Right? But so, me and Chris had problems identifying with each other,
What
Bob
Chris
identified
identified?
as a man and he wasn't.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So we had problems, me and Chris had a history from a very younger age, right? Going through school and everything have you, and playing with different bands and everything. And at the time I was playing with Psychofish, right?
That's correct.
At the time I was playing with Psychofish, a mutual friend of mine, Paul Connor, actually came up to me and he was like, dude, this band Underland's looking for a drummer, dude. I think you'd be the guy for it, man. It's a really cool band, man. It's you, man. And I'm like, no, dude, Chris Lucas plays in that band. Fuck that. Right? Honestly, God,
That is true.
that was my exact words. And he's like, dude,
Hey, Bob.
I'm telling you, I
Hey,
think
Bob.
that would be a great thing.
I'm going to tell you something you've never heard of before.
Okay.
I'm going to share a similar story. When I got a strange email from a guy named Paul Connor who had seen Underland. And he said, hey, you guys are looking for a drummer, right? And I was like, yeah. He was like, I got this guy, Bob Payne. He's in this band called Psychofish. He's really good, and he's fucking kind of looking for more. So I texted Chris, and I was like, hey, there's this guy named Bob Payne. He said, no fucking way. Absolutely not. And I was like, what? I just talked to this guy. He's like, we have a history, and we don't really get along. And I was like, but okay. And it was like, he like 45 minutes simmer on it, and he called me back. He's like, hey, man, if you had a good conversation with the guy, I'll give you your respect, and we'll fucking try him out. But I'm just telling you, we had a bad relationship when we were younger. And I was like, okay. So he created this awesome album.
So then the
Well, isn't
funny
that
thing
one of the
is,
making things, all the tension between
Right.
people?
Well, I mean, now I feel I can say it
Well,
because
no, but
you were kind of rejecting Chris, and I'm like,
Well,
now that I know that, I can
but the
fucking let it
funny
off.
thing, but the funny thing
Because
was
it was
though,
likewise.
is that then eventually I got a call from Lou, and Lou's talked to me, and I'm like, yeah, fucking me and Chris ain't gonna work. I'm like, it just ain't gonna work. I said, I'll learn the shit and I'll come out. And it really made me want to learn the shit because I wanted to learn it so the fact that Chris couldn't say no.
Yeah.
I wanted to learn it. And I'm not saying I had everything perfect or nothing have you, but I wanted to learn it good enough so when I went out there that, you earned someone's respect, so to speak.
Okay, stop right there.
Okay.
Stop right
Go
there.
ahead, put your 2
Okay,
cents.
I'm gonna put my 2 cents in.
Put your 2
Okay.
cents.
He came to rehearsal and he played like 30 songs with us, and 17 of them were fucking kick ass. And I looked at Bob and I went, do you want this gig? It's yours if you want it.
Oh, God.
And he looked at me and goes, I don't really know.
I don't remember this part. Go ahead.
No, it was down in the basement. You showed up with a fucking half pint of Jack Daniels.
No, that's
Yeah,
why he
yeah,
doesn't remember it.
yeah,
Right.
You was agreeing with me. You were drinking whiskey. You were drinking whiskey, and you don't drink whiskey.
Yeah, I don't, man.
And it was like, and I was like realizing
I'm always learning
This dude-
something about myself.
this dude was drinking whiskey because he had to deal with me. You know, and I am an asshole.
Yeah, we know.
I'm straight to the point. But the fact of the matter was that he came in and he fucking blew our doors off. And that's why I was like, dude, do you want to do this? It's yours.
I just remember that we were at me and you were at the doghouse, and Chris goes, Psychofish was playing, and Chris goes, you see that guy that's playing drums? I go, yeah. And he goes, that guy's going to be the new drummer of Underland. And I go, who is he? And he goes, his name's Bob. I go, well, he seems like a cool guy, He's like, yeah, you're going to want to get to know him because he's going to be our new drummer. I'm like, okay. And then you did one of your drum solos where you take the beer bottle and your hands and, you did the whole crazy shit you do, And I looked at Chris and I go, that guy's gonna be your drummer? That's great! Like, I love that! I love this!
And it was a good time. And you know what? And not to cut any of the drummers that have played.
No, Lawrence is great. I love Lawrence.
We made a great record with Lawrence, but
Yeah, it's
the
great.
time that Bob was in the band, I do want to say was some of the best times for us. We played a lot of great shows. We had a lot of great times together.
And me and Bob did a lot of work behind the scenes that people don't know about.
we did.
Me and Bob,
And stuff.
me and Bob recorded videos. We put together the video for the Token Lounge show.
That was fucking badass.
That was awesome.
That is.
I don't know where that video is.
Who the fuck does that, man?
Hey, I want to ask.
That video was
more
on
of
YouTube.
that show that you still have, because the only one I have is just the one Cowboys from Hell that's on YouTube. Do you have the whole show?
I'm sure I
He
do.
does.
I have to
He
go
does.
on.
He has that whole show.
I'm
Motherfucker.
He
sure
has
I
some-
have to go.
Listen, I will tell you right now, because I remember him going through the whole thing with the soundboard.
Oh,
the
I
Token
know.
Lounge. He has that whole show recorded,
Somewhere.
3 cameras, 24 tracks.
Right.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
That was like 4 computers ago, right? You still have it?
I'm sure I got it somewhere, man. I know.
We
I
fucking
have
had
a bunch
flip
of
phones
footage.
at the time, so we have to fucking
But
consider.
I got footage from when we did the Emerald Theater. The Emerald Theater was a cool gig that we did at that time. We were,
That had the most people at it.
it had a lot of people, man. You know what?
I was like, I turned around like, what?
The little people.
You know, the thing is, man,
It was like 6.
Like, I guess I remember
if any band ever got famous, I wish it would be the Underland Band, because you know what? So many motherfuckers we just didn't get what we should deserve at certain points in time. When I say that, some people are gonna be like, "Well, no, motherfucker, you got what you deserve." No, you know what? No, dude, like we did a lot of shows where, like the Emerald Theater, a prime example, right? Brian Schramm.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, everybody knows the Schramm band, right?
Yeah, I know
the
that
Schramm
guy.
band was playing, and me and Brian had a little thing. Actually, I played with Brian for a little bit, and anyways, we had a little. We didn't really have a falling out. It's just almost like you had sex with a chick and she never called you back, you know, this type thing.
Oh, that happens a lot.
You know, so it was kind of like one of those falling outs.
He's pretty hot, though. It's understandable.
You know, but my point was is that, you know, it's like
Moves over my
Underland,
shrammy.
we've done good, and everything have it. But we went and we played, when we played at the Emerald Theater, we had a time slot, and it was a good time slot. And it was like, man, you know,
Really?
of course, every time you play the Emerald Theater, there's going to be fucking record execs out in the audience, this and that, and everything. And we had a good time slot.
Yeah, well, Doug Podell was there, so that's on the
Well, but you know what? We're getting ready, and then we're getting all our shit get ready to go, and we're excited, and all of a sudden, our time slot got bumped again. Why did it get bumped again? Oh, because Brian Schramm's fucking group came in, and all of a sudden, you know, they want to get him in front of the execs, so now we have to go on fucking earlier, so he looks more important and plays after us. I'm like, motherfucker, of all the people, he just got done fucking me, right? And I'm like, this motherfucker's fucking me now at the show here, you know, and got fucking our time slot again. And I was like, okay, well, so we went out, we had a really good show. We had a very powerful show. Good show, good energy. The crowd fucking responded well, which it could have been a bigger crowd, but we had gone so much fucking earlier, right? But then Mr. Schramm happened to go on, right?
Oh, and
the whole fucking time, dude, Brian wouldn't even say diddly to me, you know, and I'm like, motherfucker, I had no problem with him. I don't even know what his deal was, but for some reason, he wouldn't say nothing to me. And he went on, and his show fell to pieces. And that's where karma comes in.
His
Dude.
amp took a dump on him.
Oh,
that night.
big time, dude. It was like the whole show was fucked, man. And it was just like, it put a smile on my face. But it put a smile on my face. But my point is, it's like, motherfucker, we got bumped our
Yeah,
time
but-
slot again.
You got to remember, after that, we did a show with him at, what was that place on Telegraph?
Yeah.
Telegraph in 94 almost.
Bakers.
Dozen.
Yeah,
Baker's Dozen.
Oh, yeah, that's right down the road here.
Yeah,
was.
and we
Yeah, it's like a health center now.
we did that show with Brian Schramm and Overloaded,
Yep.
and we destroyed everyone that night.
Oh, yeah.
It was unbelievable. Everyone in the place was like, "I've never seen a band this fucking good." My wife was like 9 months
It
pregnant.
was like Hulk Hogan, the 24-inch guns. Everyone else had 16. We had 24-inch guns.
Was that the show that Lou fell into your drum?
No, that was
the
the
next. This was the following year.
Okay, I just want to make sure I got the right show.
I used to have that on video. I swear.
I know we videotaped it, but I lost it.
That was
I
classic.
swore we weren't going to bring that up.
Yeah, I lost it.
No, I don't care. I bring
You know what's fucking me up right now, Plank?
Hey, Bob, you remember?
That was your birthday.
Yes, and I was hammered. But
Yeah,
when
that
you
was
brought
good. Yeah, that
when
was
you
good
brought it up,
birthday,
you
yeah.
were like, I wouldn't do that because it was like this was MySpace days. And you were like, I almost shared it. I'm like, dude, fucking share that shit. It's fucking
Well, I
hilarious.
didn't want him to
I'm
get mad
wasting-
at me, man.
Yeah,
I didn't want him to get mad at me.
You took
I
out
think-
the whole drum set.
I took out like 3
Yeah.
cymbals, but I fucking rolled
And we
over,
kept
kept
playing.
playing,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
walked up to
yeah,
the mic and started singing
yeah,
again.
that
And it was,
was
I
it
fucking
was-
owned it. Fuck it.
Yeah,
Awesome. Man.
that was the impressive part. Was he
Right.
fell into your drums, but then he just kept playing like
Right.
nothing happened.
I was mad.
And that's how you
I
do
was
it.
mad at someone in my life at the time. It was actually the show was on my birthday.
Yeah.
We were playing at like 10:30 at night, and I showed up at 2 and started doing shots with people. 2.
Yeah.
We played, and the one fucking huge mistake I made was trying to jump up onto the fucking drum riser like I always did in the middle of antipathy. No, I think it's antipathy.
But I
Which you might hear if Chris will loosen up his
Vagina.
You might hear it Saturday night.
But I remember showing up to that show that he's talking about on his birthday, and I looked at my wife, who was 9 months pregnant, and I was like, "Look at Lou. How do you think this show's gonna go?" Because at that moment, I was like, kind of like, "What the fuck?" And she's like, "What's wrong?" And I was like, "Look at Lou."
He's completely shit-faced,
And I had-
we
I
don't
had
play
got
for
there-
3 more hours.
I had got there at like 8 o'clock, and like you said, 3 hours later we were playing, and he had been there since 2.
Yeah, I think I was there most of the day too, because I know.
And that was pretty much the only fail was when I fell. I think
Yeah.
we played pretty well.
the entire set was great, but yeah,
You know,
Lou took
we
it.
had a lot of those. We had a lot of 27 Heinekens in each other.
Right.
And, you know,
You ever like try to pick up your leg when you're wearing shorts and just the bottom edge of it catches your knee? You know what I mean? And it's like you try to lift your leg and it won't go up just as high, and you go to jump on a drum riser and your leg just doesn't go up high enough, and the tip of your toe catches the drum riser, and you're playing guitar, so your face hits the cymbals, and then you fall into the snare drum, and then you fucking somehow I'm playing left-handed.
Play left-handed now.
And I swung around, ended up flat on my back with cymbals all behind me, and I just sat up and ran back to the microphone and started singing again.
That's hilarious. That's pretty fun.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. But it was pretty funny because I was completely shit-faced, and I actually pulled off a non-horrible show except for that one moment.
Yeah, the one moment. That was,
But the show was well done, so there were stage hands that just
Yeah.
ran right up and flipped Bob's drums back up, and everything was cool. It was just the cymbals, but it was a classic moment, and Bob
And I was pissed.
Bob
That was
wasn't
it.
going
That
to
was
post it
when I
on
was done.
MySpace, and I'm like, dude,
That's when
post
I was
that
done.
shit.
It's like the motherfucker took my drum set out. That's when I was done. That's when I
I'm
knew
moving
that
to
wasn't
North
for me.
Carolina.
Let Lawrence deal with this shit. Let them wait. Hey, Lawrence, let these guys fuck your drum set up. They ain't talking about
Right. I'm moving to North Carolina. I got to get farther away from these fucking areas.
you know, I have to say, with that being said, I think that whole show was backlined, so it wasn't Bob's drum kit.
I believe
No,
you're
it
correct.
wasn't. It wasn't, but it was.
Yeah,
Hey,
believe
but
you're
you know
correct.
what? Going back to another little funny story about the Underland band is like Lou said, you know, what'd you just say about the Arabs?
I didn't say
He
anything.
said something about the Arabs, right? When I first joined Underland, right? Now, mind you, when I got out of the military, I came back home, right? And when I came back home,
I came back with some racism.
after all the desert and bullshit stuff like that. But when I came back home, something came up one time. It was early in our getting together, and somebody said something, and it happened to be about the war. It happened to be about the desert. I don't know. It happened to Muslim, somebody. But I said, fuck them motherfucker. I was mad. You know, I mean, I just got out of the military. We just got through with this whole war shit and everything heavy. And, you know, the Muslim thing came up and everything heavy. And I just started going off on it and everything heavy. And this is at band practice. And Chris looked over and he goes, you know, who's Muslim?
No, that's not what I said. You said, fuck those Arabs, and I said, you know who's an Arab.
Okay, well, maybe that's how it went. But I had a half a fifth of Jack with me at that time, remember? You know, but something like that happened, but it was kind of funny, you know.
I did not say Ali Akbar. I said, where is the snack bar?
Heineken.
But no, I'm not a Muslim.
Yeah.
Raised a Christian, but I'm a Syrian, and Bob hates me.
No, I don't.
I wondered why he was always grumpy. We were
I'm not
recording
racist
Black, White, and
against
Gray, and
people
now
I
I
like.
fucking finally figured it out.
Now you know. Now you know.
Well, it didn't say black, white, gray, and olive.
Black, White, Gray, and fucking hummus.
You're going to need some hummus like that.
They will be heading to your town very soon.
And they will be at Prince on the Mars.
Yes.
Frank's on the Marsh.
But it is.
Psychofish and Underland.
It's Psychofish.
It is Psychofish, but Underland's also going to be there.
Psychofish isn't here. I don't have to promote Psychofish. I'm promoting myself here.
That's right. He's promoting that.
But it is the Psychofish Reunion Show is the title of the show, and Underland will be appearing for maybe 3 or
4 songs.
right, or 1, depending on how drunk we are when we go on stage and get the blood pulled, or it could be 7. We never know. We never know what's going to happen. It's
We
going to
are
be a
very
fun night.
narcissistic.
It could end up to other members being jumped up on the stage for different songs. You never know. It could be a big musical mash. It's going to be fun.
Is there a set list?
No.
No.
Actually, what are we playing? Is that what you want to
No,
know?
hey, hold up. I had this question earlier, Chris. Let me handle this.
I just want to tell you now.
I just want to tell you right now. I had this question
We're
earlier.
starting with Frosty the Snowman, just to let it out there.
Oh, thank God.
I
I was
tweeted it.
hoping. I was hoping.
I hashtagged it and tweeted it a little bit ago. We're starting with Frosty the Snowman.
Thank God.
Go ahead, Bob.
I had this question earlier, right? And it's like, well, what are you guys going to play? Well, fuck, if I tell you, any band that goes on tour, they don't tell you what they're going to play. You can, I mean, with a real band, you can go, well, if they're 2, 3, towns into their set or whatever, their tour, you can look it up and go, people are going to tell you what their set list is. We're not that big, so I don't have to fucking tell you. So, I mean, it's supposed to be a surprise. You're supposed to come out and, if I tell you we're going to play this song, there you go, well, fuck, I don't want to hear that. And then you ain't going to come out. I mean, that's the whole idea. It's a surprise.
I will tell you.
Surprise.
I will tell you
You know what
one.
I'm saying?
I will give you one hint.
Uh-oh.
We are playing one of the greatest instrumentals by a trio.
La Villa Spandiata.
No,
No.
That is one of the
we're
greatest.
not. We're not.
But you kind of deflated the balloon there, Ted.
Thanks, Ted.
We're not that cool, Ted.
And we didn't talk about that yet.
You were.
You know what I'm saying? It was like,
Right.
you know.
Bob's still on the fence on that
Yeah.
one.
All I'm going to say is,
That's another good one, too.
oh,
Anyway.
rough crowd. All I was going to tell you, though, tonight, Planky, was that
Yes, sir.
Oh, he's formal there. What the fuck?
Yes, sir.
Well, yeah, because he was in the military. He could shoot me.
I know, but by him saying sir, I might identify as a female, so that might be offended by that. What do you mean?
Either way, he's dead.
Are you saying I look like a man? Just because I have balls in a cock doesn't mean I'm a man. You know what I'm saying? I could be Bruce Jenner right now.
Oh, this has got to go up on the website.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, just ask him, how do you define bisexual without admitting that there are only two genders?
You can't. Doesn't
Thank you.
exist.
Yeah, I don't know.
To me, it's simple. You suck dick or you don't. Right?
Well, if it's like a job interview or something and it says gender, it should just be blank spaces and it just says describe your genitals.
Well, yeah, because
Right?
yeah,
Very gay fucking 2 cents. So describe what you have between your legs. And let's just
I'll tell
fucking,
you right
yeah, me too.
But what if you have both?
Then you fucking have room to write. I don't want to know what you identify as because there's 76 ways you can identify yourself. That's not what the fucking question is. The question is, what do your fucking genitals look like? Because I need to know what my health insurance costs are going to be. It's not about your fucking emotions. It's about, do you have a dick or do you have a fucking vagina? Because my costs are going to be more if you have a vagina. Because there's more shit going in there and pills and you have this problem every month. And all this.
Sometimes, you know.
The doctor doesn't need to know about my dick.
The penis in the vagina, you gotta take pills for the other shit that happens.
Exactly. So the woman costs more. That's why you need to know what you're signing up. They don't care whether you fucking identify as a fucking marshmallow. They don't fucking care. They want to know what your fucking genitals look like so they know what their fucking medical
But
costs
now
are.
they're saying as a child, they want to wait to a certain age to see what the child identifies.
It doesn't matter in a
That's what
job
I'm saying, is
application.
you either got a penis or you got a vagina. You got one or the other.
So the gender question should be, describe your genitals. And we'll just decide for you. How's that?
But what I was getting ready to say is that I keep looking over at this fucking monitor and I ain't got no hair and it's fucking me up. You know what I'm saying? I look over there and I'm like, damn, dude, that motherfucker over there's got cancer or something.
What the hell was that?
I feel bad for that dude.
You fucking knocked your drum set down.
You knocked the beer over on the drum set.
I hope not. God damn it.
It's not as important as the show, Planky. Come on.
No, yes it is. I cleaned this carpet.
The show must go on.
I cleaned this carpet.
Trust me, the show plays second fiddle to a lot of things.
So all I'm saying is that, like,
Yeah, it does.
like your little video thing's not going online, is it?
Yeah,
It's
that's
live.
on YouTube.
You got
It is, but nobody's watching it.
Yeah, nobody. Yeah,
No,
yeah.
they can
It's
get
live, but nobody's watching.
Right.
Yes,
Well,
that's
my
correct.
head's
It's
there, man.
available, but no.
It's available, but nobody's watching.
What were we talking about anyway before that?
I have no idea. I have no idea. Bob said something about me, and then it ended up.
What were we talking about before that,
You're
guys?
talking about
Chris
penis and
Jenner and
vaginas.
Bruce Jenner having a sexual
Oh,
assault
yes.
against each other.
Oh, you went there. All right.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, define bisexual without admitting there are only two genders. You can't do it. And it's part of their moniker of LGBTQ. Bisexual is in there, right?
They can't be anymore.
Describe your genitals. That's all I do. Right. When I'm like
It
meeting
makes
a chick at the
sense.
bar, and which I'm not doing because I'm married, but I'm like, if I were meeting a chick at the bar, like what's the like? She kind of looks. Her knuckles are kind of big.
If
She's gotta
they're,
have
She's
an
really, really
Yeah, if-
attractive, but
if
her
they're hairy,
hands
you've got a
are
problem.
huge.
Well, maybe
Like, how do I ask
she
that
should be a runner.
question? Am I allowed to ask? Are you a man? Obviously, I'm not
And she's
because
got an Adam's apple.
right. Exactly.
And she has an armadillo in her trousers.
Strange bulge,
She was on a Wheaties
You know,
box
right.
at one point.
Yeah.
right?
well, that's just weird.
Well, you're not allowed to ask.
No.
Are you one of these 76? Check yes or no. Check which one you are on this list. So anyway, this is a music show. So let's talk about some music.
Oh yeah. What do you guys want to talk about, man?
Hey Bob.
You want to talk about the lovely Detroit music scene that's like almost
What, did it
non-existent
die
right
when
now?
it left the room?
I didn't know that was it was kind of non-existent when I entered.
Yeah, yeah.
It got even
Well,
worse.
it's worse now.
Right.
It's worse now.
I entered very late in my life.
Yeah.
And I really
Oh, it's
regret
worse.
that because I missed a lot of the times. Like, I was playing guitar, but I was just jamming in my bedroom and like playing with my friends that didn't have any connections to the music scene or anything like that. And then I feel that I was at the ability as a guitar player to be partaking in the scene, but I didn't know anyone. So then I met people later in life, and I'm like, because like right when I started playing out was when it got lame. Because I hear stories, it was just like fucking dude, Blondie's was like every fucking night. Right.
Yeah,
You could be the shittiest man in the world and play to 300 people. I'm like, this
I made
fucking blows,
$600.
dude. I spent right.
All right, well,
I'm like spending like $100 to fucking promote a show on Facebook, and fucking 7 people show up. And I'm like, this.
let me ask you guys, because you guys are actual musicians that have been in bands and recorded music. The hot thing right now is the tribute bands. Everybody's got a tribute band.
Why?
I'll tell you
Because
why.
they get paid.
I'll tell you
That's what
why.
people recognize.
I'll tell you why. Because just like myself, when the moment came up that I was offered to do a tribute band, I was like, dude, this is like fucking Halloween on steroids. Okay, so like I love all these bands from our youth. Okay, and the moment I had the opportunity to do the zombie thing, I was like, this would be great. We'll dress up in costumes, and we fucking rocked like 10 motherfuckers. And then when I did the Van Halen thing, which was a part of my youth, for that night, I was in Van Halen, dude.
How much of that's so reminiscent of all the good times back then? When you
It
were growing
is.
up listening to that
That's
song?
totally what I'm talking
Totally
about.
is.
You know, like the Underland thing, that I had creative ability in that was all great. But like I said, doing the tribute thing is like Halloween, dude. So like Halloween comes and you dress up as whatever it is you want to be, and you play that role.
Some Syrian with straight blonde hair on the stage, trying to act like John Five.
But you know what the truth of the matter is? This is honestly got truth, in my opinion. This is the way Bob Payne visualizes all this shit. And this is Bob Payne's approach on.
That's some schizophrenic shit right there, talking about yourself in third person.
Well, but it's the truth.
It's nothing new.
And, yeah, it is nothing new. But what I'm about ready to tell you is that all the music that we really love, I'm not saying it's not good music. It's very good music. But 90% of the music that we love, and then I'd say another 10% of the music that we love.
That would be 100. By the way, to check. Just for the listeners.
Just for the listeners, you know that.
Right.
But what I'm getting ready to tell you is that, you know what? It's like a lot of the music. I guarantee if I would have played you a song at one time, some point in time, maybe a Rush song, maybe a fucking Van Halen song, maybe an Iron Maiden song, whatever. If I played it for you,
What about Dream Theater?
if I played Dream Theater also, if I played it for you one time, and you listen to it, you may have went. You might go, holy fuck, this guys are great, or you might go, yeah, it's all right. But when you hear it on the radio every day, all of a sudden you start going, yeah,
Yep.
I like it. I like it more. I like it more. I really fucking like this song. All right. My point is that you take any of these fucking bands and you throw them under. I guarantee if you took Underland, you took the shittiest song that we ever played, which was a song that I didn't play on, but you take, that's for the comedy part.
I didn't play on it, I can tell you that.
But what I'm saying is, if you take one of the shittiest songs ever done by Underland, if you put it on the radio and put it in rotation where the people were able to hear it every day, multiple times throughout the day, and every fucking 40 minutes that song was on the radio, people are going to start to like it.
Just like if you tell a lie enough times,
It becomes true.
If you like your healthcare, you can keep it.
So, like the worst song that Underland ever played, I didn't play on it. The worst song that Underland ever played, I didn't play on it.
So let's go around the room and ask what was the worst song Underland ever played.
I think you did. You were on it.
I think it was called The
Children of Tomorrow. It's just it's a good song, but we sucked at singing at the time. And we tried to like
But you
layer like
can't knock
6
down the
vocals.
triplets.
No, it's not the music. None of our stuff is ever the music. It's always the vocals.
Actually, that
You
was
know,
the
we're not
one.
Oh, so
singers,
see
so-
now Underland's a fucking vocal band. It has like,
Yeah.
it might as well be
We
fucking
are.
Backstreet Underland.
Hey,
Underland boys.
Hey, buddy, that's the only song you sang on.
Singing
You're one of those.
This is the line. This is the line.
Now,
Tomorrow.
now we're finding out why he's not like Don Henley. Now we know why he's not like Don
Hey,
Henley.
but no.
Hey, but I can fucking destroy a hotel room.
Hey, bless his heart. Bless his heart. As we said earlier. He played me some stuff earlier on our way here in the car. And
Bless my heart. Then.
bless your heart. He sounded good. He's actually playing lead singer in his band in a few songs.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you're still
It
jamming
was
down
Pink
in
Floyd. He
down
played
in
me
North
and he
Carolina.
was singing.
Yeah,
And I'm like,
Jack
wow.
Lackey.
His studio is freaking
Oh
awesome.
my
It
god.
is, man. I mean, it's like 20,000 square foot. It's not that big, but I mean, it sounds bigger than what it is. It's like 20,000 square foot. And, I mean, you know, yeah.
No, they don't have homeless people in
That's
North
including
Carolina.
the outside.
Mexicans can only figure out how to go north. and they can't
Hispanics,
figure out how to go
Hispanics,
They made it to Seattle, but they haven't made it east.
All right,
yet.
that's what your town is,
They
not
gotta go
Arabs.
through Texas.
Come on, Lou.
They'd have to go up and around Texas to get to North Carolina. That's why he's safe from the Arabs and the Mexicans. Or the Hispanics.
Hispanics.
Hispanic.
Right.
Yeah, and the Talents.
Hispanic.
I already said that, but you can go there.
So
I have no talent, by the way. Fuck you, motherfucker.
what is the name of the
I kill
band?
you.
I kill you.
What's the name of the band in North Carolina?
You know what? I always call the band. At one time it was called Blind Minds, but I always call it TBD.
Talent heads be
To be
damned.
determined.
TBD.
No, it's not.
Talent heads be damned.
It's not to be determined. It's TJ, Derek, and Bob. TBG. Wait. TJ, Bob, and Derek.
I was like, wait a minute, that doesn't work.
No, I mean, you know that's what I call it now. You know,
I call it my VD.
you know what I'm saying? I mean, basically, we're just a bunch of guys. We get together and we play music and fuck. You know what I mean? You know,
That's how you guys get close to
but
it.
there's only one gay guy in the band. All right. The rest of us identify as straight men. You know?
But you relate.
It is what it is. That's all I'm telling you. All right, but no, it's a fun group. It's a good group of guys. I love them to death, man. They're just cool fucking people. And you know what? That's the thing with like Underland and even Psychofish is that
There was no sex.
yeah, is that it was all good
Very
sex.
long
You know, it was all good sex. No, wait, I mean, honest to God, like the guys I play with in North Carolina, North Kakalaki, and like Underland and Psychofish, for the most part, I say for the most part, they're all cool fucking people. And that's what it's all about, really. It's all about being around good people, fun people, people you can trust, people are going to fucking bail you out of jail. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I mean, seriously, the people that
Yeah.
care about you.
Yeah,
You know
that's
what I mean?
the people you need right there, trust me.
I mean, that sounds.
I'm pretty sure that Chris bailed me out of jail.
But that's it's like
I
being
think
around
that-
good people, and that's a qualification.
Actually,